Let's talk about Trump and aliens. The new series Alien Earth is a prequel to the classic movie Alien. So it's set 100 years in the future, but to feel like it's part of the same world as the 1979 film, a lot of the technology has to feel less advanced than what we've had for the last half century. If this show had come out last year, that would have made no sense. But thanks to Trump, it's totally believable. 3 key facts. Number 1. They have intergalactic space travel and humanoid robots, but they still haven't cured cancer. One of the main Alien Earth plot points is about how they can't cure a sick little girl, so an Elon Musk-like trillionaire weirdo turns her into a robot-human hybrid instead. Yes, the robot girl is awesome. It's still creepy as f***. But this tracks. Trump has already terminated more than 240 cancer research grants. He wants to cut $2.7 billion from the National Cancer Institute. His funding freezes have stopped clinical trials that were already in progress, in some cases throwing away years of work and harming the patients involved. Trump's fired thousands of NIH, FDA, and CDC workers. His administration is even prosecuting a leading Harvard cancer researcher who was detained by ICE. A biologist at Northwestern says Trump's cuts, quote, will effectively shut down cancer research in this country. One NIH official told The Guardian that the research infrastructure Trump is tearing down, quote, will be impossible to rebuild. Together with Health Secretary RFK Jr., whose brainworm totally feels like something out of an Alien movie, Trump has surrendered America's position as the world leader in science. Instead of public research for the public good, all we'll be getting is whatever research the billionaire broligarchs feel like funding for their own personal profit, which seems to be just space travel and AI. Number 2. The entire Alien franchise is about worker exploitation.
The bonus situation has never been on an equitable level.
Well, you get what you contracted for like everybody else.
The crews of the Nostromo and Maginot are financially squeezed into working excessively long shifts in unsafe conditions. I'm sure the Weyland-Yutani Corporation tells them they're a family and treats them to pizza parties, but the corporation really just sees them as expendable. That's the future we should expect if we continue on the path Trump has put us on by gutting the National Institute of Occupational Safety and Health and rolling back scores of worker protections to prevent wage theft and exposure to dangerous conditions. And with their tariffs, which make the price of almost everything go up, Republicans are squeezing middle and low-income Americans to the point where we're increasingly forced to accept terrible working conditions just to make ends meet. Number 3. The real monsters in Alien are giant corporations that have become so big they control everything.
There's 4 companies. They govern the entire globe.
I'll admit that in space, no one can hear you scream is catchier, but an equally appropriate tagline would have been, failure to enforce antitrust laws will have horrible consequences. The giant corporations in Alien can get away with exploiting workers, price gouging consumers for inferior products, wrecking the environment, and jeopardizing public safety because they've become too bloated for governments, unions, or any meaningful marketplace competition to rein them in. This is a path we've been on since well before Trump. 75% of US industries are now more consolidated than they were 20 years ago. It's why the Alien franchise, Star Wars, Marvel Cinematic Universe, ESPN, ABC, and Mickey Mouse all belong to the same giant corporation. But the Biden administration undertook the most aggressive antitrust enforcement in decades. They blocked the Kroger-Albertsons merger that would have driven grocery prices up and grocery wages down. They blocked the JetBlue-Spirit merger that would have made air travel even worse. They filed antitrust suits against Amazon, against RealPage, an app that helps landlords jack up rents, against price-gouging pharmacy benefit managers, against Ticketmaster, and more. But Trump has reversed Biden's antitrust stance. Instead of evaluating proposed mergers based on the public good, Trump seems to be allowing them based on what he can personally get out of them. His FCC sign-off of the Paramount-Skydance merger has every appearance of being a quid pro quo for CBS funneling $16 million into Trump's presidential library slush fund and firing Stephen Colbert. I'm sure Trump would have no objection to the merger of Weyland Industries and the Yutani Corporation as long as there's something in it for him. Maybe a gold-plated xenomorph. Bonus fact. Another reason Alien feels so relevant now is because in the 1979 movie, the woman no one listened to, who everyone said was being hysterical about the danger, turned out to be right about everything. I'm Alan Piper at apiper13 and Piperama. Follow Courier Newsroom for the facts you need.